The goalkeeper position is one of the hardest positions on the field of soccer, let alone in any other sport. It's one of the most demanding, both mentally and physically. We had to be just as fit as a field player, and then some. Our training is vigorous and extensive. We are expected to do our duties without any mental lapse or physical debilitation. This is expected of us from our parents, from our coaches, from our teammates, and from ourselves. There's a great level of responsibility that is laid upon us as a goalkeeper. We are there as the last line of defense. 10 people are in front of us, and when it gets through them, it is only us. Our training extends to a different array of activities, such as catching, diving, long passes, punts, and through all this training, we're expected to do this with perfection. We are expected to do this without delay. We are expected to do this flawlessly. And with all these expectations, they come from our parents, our coaches, our teammates, ourselves. We are perfectionists. We are goalkeepers. Although practice is both physically and mentally demanding, it still serves a purpose. As we begin to sharpen our skills, we also try to sharpen our minds to the where expectations do not become a burden on our lives during games. If those burdens became too much, we would lose focus during our games, and then we know we'd let all of our teammates down, all of our coaches down, all of our parents down, and even ourselves. As a goalkeeper, I hold myself in very high esteem to being the one that can either make the game or lose the game.
That's all right. That's a service problem.
We are the last line of defense.
Is this 4 or 5?
When things go wrong in the game, my teammates rely on me and my training to bail them out of the bad situations.
Relax.
I am expected to make that save. I am expected to save that game. And I am expected to do my job correctly. And failing to do that job ends in disappointment and failure. It ends in a loss. And as a goalkeeper, losing just isn't an option. It can't be. If losing ever entered in the back of your mind, it stays there with you during the game, and that's all you can think about. And by only thinking about losing, you're not doing anyone a favor. The job of a goalkeeper is very extensive, both mentally and physically demanding. And it's one job that I wish I just could completely forget. Travis.
Yeah, Chantel sent me Howie's little clip of his kick, and I go, "Were you nervous?" And he goes, "No, I was actually pretty confident once I got it." Well, I did. He was like that with baseball too, pitching. I mean, even if he was doing bad, he didn't seem to rattle.
Oh, that's good. But when game day rolls around, and all that training is over with through the week, all those expectations kind of fly off your shoulders. It's a release. You're there with your 10 other teammates. You're sharing a field with them. You're excited. And when you step into that huddle, everything goes away. You're stuck in the moment. You're just there. You experience everything. You feel everything. And it truly is exciting for that one moment. That single moment.
Oh, yeah.
And when it comes time to do your job, and you successfully complete that job, There's no other feeling in the world that can beat it.
They had him covered too. Both those white boys.
As the attacker approaches and you're focusing on him and the ball,
Well done, Cole. Well done.
nothing beats that feeling. That focus. That mental state that you enter is just beyond words.
Unlucky.
But everyone still relies on you, and you still have a job to do, which that's somewhere deep in your subconscious. And you really don't forget it until the end of the game is over. After all that 90 minutes of hard work and saves and expectations and then reality sets in. It's not just in your mind now, but it's everywhere. You can feel it. If you don't step up to the plate, you don't do your job, something's gonna happen.
Look at that.
And that's something that happens.
So close. You're a star.
It's not a good thing. And even though you know that one thing can change the entire game, when you make a save, that feeling goes away temporarily. Just the feeling of being able to live up to all those expectations from your teammates and coaches
Well done, Cole.
is just one of the greatest things. But it's only felt for such a short amount of time. Because the rest of the time, you're thinking about your future. You're thinking about how this game is going to get me to the next level. And that my performance is the only thing that matters. And when your performance just isn't there that day, you feel that your future is diminishing and it becomes dark. And when you begin to feel that darkness set in, when you begin to feel all the failures on the field, when you begin to feel the debilitating paralyzation of your entire body because something went wrong, that's what athletic pressure is. That pressure becomes too much. It builds up. And when pressure builds up, it has to release. And when it releases, it is the utmost worst feeling in the world. And as I watch that ball go past me and across the line, my entire future flashes before me. All I can think about is how that goal went in, and I failed. Now that my future is gone, all my aspirations are no longer achievable. And the hardest part about it is, you know it's going to happen, but you can't do anything about it when it does. It's the hardest reality that I've had to live with. And sometimes, it's just hard to live with. Picking the ball out of the back of the net sets in nothing. You feel nothing. When the ball goes in, it's over. You feel as if the game is done and there's nothing you can do about it. You feel like you let your teammates down. You feel like you let your coaches down, and your parents, and yourself. You feel alone. You feel trapped inside your own body. And even as a goalkeeper, when everyone relies on you, sometimes you have to rely on your teammates. And when you rely on your teammates, and it goes your way, everything's fine. You're there as a unit. You can hear the parents in the background. You can hear their applause. You can hear their cheers. And when that final whistle blows,
Oh, nice.
in the end,
Nice.
no matter win or loss, you can't beat athletics. It's just a feeling that there's just no other feeling for it. There's no words. And in the end, no matter how bad it was, you get over it. It takes time, but everything's all right.
Good luck.
And I wouldn't change it for the world.